David. David, WAN-IFRA, fellow journalists, thank you. You don't really know who you are until you're forced to fight to defend it. I'm so fortunate to see so many familiar faces from the time when we used to be reporters. I didn't really know. What I'm going through now has forced me to really figure out how far will you go. When you're forced to fight to defend who you are, every battle you win or lose, every compromise you choose to make or to walk away from, all of these things, these struggles define the values that make you ultimately who you are. So it doesn't matter what you think you were. Each moment tests who you are today. We at Rappler decided that a decade from now, we want to know that when we look back, we did everything we could at this moment. We did not duck. We did not hide. For the past 2 years, we've been fighting impunity on two fronts. Our government, which is fundamentally changing our constitution and our way of life, starting with a brutal drug war, and Facebook. We know its best and its worst. It enabled Rappler's fast growth and also later became the battleground for online state-sponsored hate that silenced voices that questioned. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just happening in the Philippines. According to Freedom House in November 2017, in at least 30 of 65 countries it studied globally, cheap armies on social media are rolling back democracy. In India, South Africa, in Mexico, this happens on Twitter. Other countries, it happens on WhatsApp. Social media platforms are now choice tools for authoritarian rule. The data we've collected from Facebook show that women bear the brunt of these attacks, many of them sexual, aimed to strip us of our dignity and to bludgeon us into submission. So how do we survive? We look for solutions. We have no choice, right? In the long term, it's education. Medium term, media literacy. In the short term, investigative journalism. We have to keep shining the light. And right now, since the new gatekeepers are American tech companies, the irony, they hold the power right now to turn our world right side up. So, Rappler is actively working with Facebook. I think we give new meaning to the word frenemy. To my friends there and on other social media platforms, please move away from technological colonialism. Remember that every day you do not act in the global south, people die. When power, money, when power, money, and fear come together, it means good journalism is very bad business. After Rappler hit positive EBITDA 2 years ago, startup to positive EBITDA, we hit break even in less than half the time a traditional news group would do it. Well, after the government attacks began, it brought us to an existential moment. We're determined to survive. I have plans, B, C, D, E, you name it. But please, while I have your attention, help slingshot us through what I anticipate will be a valley of death in the next few months. Join our crowdfunding effort. All you have to do is on your browser, type rappler.com/support. Thank you. WAN-IFRA, for having our backs. This is a global battle we have to win. To the men and women of Rappler, and it is 1 a.m. in Manila, and I know they are watching. This is your courage. You continue to inspire me. My heart breaks when I look up. When I look at what our young reporters and our staff have to live through, have to go through, and the courage that they show in the face of brute force and this impunity, the respect that they continue to show authorities, the nightmares they fight at night, the mission that lives inside them.
Have you ever been harassed because of your work?
Sorry, hold on.
Yes.
Have you been threatened on?
Sorry.
Ay, oo.
This award goes beyond Rappler. And if you please, there are several Filipino journalists in the audience. Please stand up. Our colleagues, our comrades in arms, please recognize the Filipino journalists who are trying to do our jobs. One minute 30 of other journalists, and you will see a slip of a girl. Her name is Pia Ranada. She is our palace reporter. She speaks directly and was kicked out of the palace. She is the constant friend of President Duterte. 1 minute 30 of what our journalists are facing in the Philippines. Please.
Have you ever been harassed because of your work?
Yes.
Have you been threatened online?
Ay, oo.
Have you been called biased?
Yes.
Have you been called stupid?
Yes, plenty times. By idiots.
Have you been called disrespectful?
Yes.
Have you been accused of corruption?
Yes.
Have you been called ugly as a response to any story?
Yes.
Have you been called fake news?
Oh yeah, they always say I'm fake news. Anything that's critical is fake, right?
Have you been accused of being an imperialist spy?
Yes.
Have you been accused of being a communist operative?
Yes.
Have you been accused of working for the CIA?
Yes.
Have you been sexually harassed as a journalist?
Yes.
Has your family been threatened, harassed, or alluded to?
Yes, it has. Specifically my daughter. When she died, there were a lot of people who made fun of that.
Have you been threatened with rape?
Yes.
Yes.
No, not me, but my family.
Have you been threatened with violence?
Yes.
Have you been threatened with death?
Yes.
Have you been told how you're going to be killed?
Yes.
Has the violence been described to you?
Yeah, blow my head off or bury me alive.
What will stop you from reporting?
Nothing.
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 Death.
Did you have to kill me?
The golden pen of freedom also goes beyond journalists in the age of social media. So this award is also for the Filipinos who are holding the line, and there are many also out there getting the same types of threats, fighting back. And I want to do a special shout out to the men and women inside the Philippine government. Because your choices, every compromise you make, will determine the future our nation will have. This is for all Filipinos who continue to fight for our values, to stand for the rule of law, and to #defend press freedom. My name is Maria Ressa. We are Rappler. and we will hold the line.